All right, welcome into today's game. Lander versus USC Aiken. This is always a great rivalry as Lander's only about an hour away. Caroline Cockrell, the freshman pitcher for USC Aiken, getting ready for the first pitch, facing Casey Wooten. Looks at ball low. Brent Hager today. Unfortunately, will not have anybody else with me. A little short-staffed. One person's over there, the volleyball recruit, and Marcus Johnson, who's always great on the broadcast, is doing PA today. Yes, we're that short-handed. So hopefully I'll provide a good game. If not, you can always mute it and just watch it, and that's fine too. The pitch count is 1-1. Down low, it's 2-1 now. Bearcats coming in the game with a 21-17 record. 6-8 away from home. They're 5-9 in the league. USC Aiken comes in 11-29, 7 home wins, and they're 3-9 in league play. Wooten looks at the pitch, catches his outside corner. It's 2-2 the count. Sorry, Wooten. My apologies. Wooten coming in the game batting .327. She has a .345 slugging percentage and a .373 on base percentage. And she will be your center fielder for Lander as she looks at ball high, full count. It's going to be Wooten, Cindy Grimes, Kelly McCormick, the top three for Lander. Slap right to Stanley, just over her head. No reaction time at all for her to be able to get that, but that's going to be a hit all day long. Tough play to handle, one hop, and Stanley's only about 5 foot tall. She's 5'1", she might catch it. But, I mean, great play. When you're only about 40 feet away from home plate, that's always tough to get.
Now batting, number 21, Sydney Grimes.
It's going to bring up Sydney Grimes, who's batting .317 on the season. 2 doubles, 3 triples, .382 slugging percentage. Another lefty here in this lineup. You're going to have Wooten running on that one. She steals it successfully. So, no need to waste the sacrifice bunt on that. Great job by Lander to get her down to second as she looked at a called strike. 1-1 the count. Lined into left field, and they're going to send the runner. He's going home, and the throw is not in time. And Grimes goes to second on the throw. So 1-0 now with the runner on second. Here at the top of the first inning.
Now batting, number 8, Kelly McCormick.
He's going to bring up Kelly McCormick. She's second on the team with a .347 average, but she's first among everyday players. Batting average, slugging .492, has 8 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers. It's important for Cockrell to be able to settle down too and just realize, hey, it's 1 run, not a big deal. Let's get the batter right now. Not worry too much about the runner on second. As they're going to steal, and she takes a throw from Murphy right into the ribs. Murphy was obstructed on the play, but they're not going to do anything about that, I don't believe. Where the Lander batter did not get out of the way, but they're going to not say anything about that. So 1-0 count. And that's why Murphy had a double touch and then had to throw it a little bit late. So steal for Grimes. And they're going to have a meeting in the circle real quick. And while they do that, we want to thank Tyler's Tire and Auto Center for their sponsorship. You know, without them, we couldn't do what we do here on the air. Usually it's a lot better, though, if it's not me. I'd also like to thank the South Carolina Education Lottery. When you play the South Carolina Education Lottery, you not only give a chance, but you also take a chance. Actually, it should be the other way around, but you know, go out, play responsibly. That's really what it is about. But Snyder is going to talk to him. I'll be back in just a minute. we are back with 1-0 the count to McCormick. After that little meeting in the circle. Big swing and a miss right there. Coach Snyder's probably talking about, hey, let's get through these 2 doubleheaders and go to Willie Joel's barbecue for dinner.
That's 3.
1-1 the count as Kako looks for the sign. And throws it outside ball. It's 2-1 the count. Bearcats are up 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. No outs, runner on third base. Jumped on top early. And so McCormick steps back in. Cocker looks for the sign. 2-1 the count. Swings and hits it to Stanley. Looks her back and fires over to first for the out. Good job by Stanley to be able to look Grimes back at third. So 1 down as Casey Rogers comes to the plate. Rogers batting .301 in the season. Has 2 doubles, 2 homers, .379 slugging percentage, and a .351 on base percentage. The third lefty in the lineup for the Bearcats. Cocker delivers outside, but must have nibbled on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. And fouled that one off. It's quickly 0-2. And if Cockrell's going to be able to keep the pace in the game today, she's going to have to keep ahead of the hitters. And she's done a good job right here. And she was successful against Augusta last week, and that's what she was able to do for the complete game. That pitch just outside. 1-2 the count. 1 out, runner on third. That one's through the right side. It's going to be 2-0.
Now batting, number 22, Chandler Carey.
It's going to bring up Chandler Carey, batting .310 on the season. Carey, the junior from Hull, Georgia. Right-handed batter. Cockrell misses outside. 1-0 the count. The Bearcats already have 2 stolen bases here. And I would look for them not to waste a bunt here and probably try to send another runner. That one's hit up the middle of Sams. Sarah Sams has 1 play over to first for the out. But Rogers going to be on second base. 2 away here for the Bearcats.
Number 19, Darian Ward.
It's going to bring up Darian Ward, number 5. She's batting .227 in the season. As Rogers' face going to third, but heads back safely. As we mentioned, Cockrell's in circle for USC Aiken. You got Terrapin at first. You have Lenny Dorgan at second as his ball is outside. Shortstop Sarah Sams and third base Jessica Stanley. In the outfield you have from left to right is Caitlin Powell, Brielle Jungblood, and Courtney Strauss. That's hit on the line, but right to Powell for the final out of the inning. So Bearcats able to plate 2 runs going to the bottom of the half of the first. Lander leads 2-0. And Caitlin Powell's going to lead off for USC Aiken. She's going to go up against Mackenzie Ferguson, who comes in the game with a 2.51 ERA. Ferguson's 15-7 overall. Pitched 136.2 innings, punished batting 241 off of her. Powell has been on a hot streak as of late, batting 264 now. She's been solid since she got in the starting lineup about 2 weeks ago, and has performed really well since then. Looks to call a strike on the inside corner, though. Powell has 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles, and a triple. She lines that one. Ooh, they called that one foul. I won't disagree, but I'm not going to agree with that either. That looked like it was hitting the line, but who am I to judge? Powell's quickly 0-2 though. Looks at a ball high. Powell lifts that one up in foul territory. First baseman ranging over, catches it for the first out.
Now batting, number 8, Courtney Strauss.
And this is going to bring up the sophomore sensation, Courtney Strauss, batting 325 on the season. 8 doubles, triple, 2 home runs, 15 RBI, slugging 458. Pretty much had a breakout season. Didn't see much of the field last year, but this year she's done extremely well. They looked at the call on the inside corner there, 0-1 the count, as Ferguson's done a good job getting ahead. Ball way outside, 1-1. Strauss lifts that one into center field, but center fielder doesn't have to move hardly at all for the second out. That was Wooten out there catching that. It's going to bring up Hannah Price right now.
Number 33, Hannah Price.
She's top 10 in the Peach Belt in batting average, batting .405 on the season. Leads the team in virtually every statistical category offensively. 47 hits, a couple homers, 22 RBIs, slugging .534. Really had a tremendous season so far for Price. She hits that one a mile high, but it's going to be fouled out of play. Not into the parking lot. But just out of the reach of the left fielder, who is Kelly McCormick. Price is behind right now, 0-1. And quickly 0-2. She fouls that one into the parking lot on the other side, and did not hit a car. If it did, hopefully they have Hudson Ethridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. They can take care of all your needs. Do a great job with everybody I know. And they call that one strike 3 on the inside corner. So going to the second, Pacers trail 2-0. we're back here in the top of the second inning with Bree Sorrento leading off for the Bearcats. Sorrento coming in the inning batting .287. Looks at the ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Cockerell just misses outside 2-0. And we've gone back to looking at that, which side of the umpire sets up on. I mean, it's tough getting the outside call right there, so you're going to have to pitch inside, and Sorrento hammers that one, but it's about 100 feet foul. It's a 2-1 the count. Snyder calls the sign, and Murphy relays it to Cockerell for the pitch. Right back at her. Way to use her glove and protects her face for the 1-3 put out.
Now batting number 29, Haley Sorrow.
Haley Sorrow coming to the plate. She's batting .299 on the season. Has a little bit of power, 6 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. That tops the Bearcats in homers. Second or third on the team with 23 RBIs. That one misses low and inside, ball 1. Not too bad for your number 7 hitter to be leading your team in home runs and third in RBIs. As Cockerell gets the outside pitch for 1-1 the count, 1 out. Misses low and away, 3-1 now. Call strike, 3-2 the count now. Hopped over to Lenny Dorgan, who makes the routine play, 4-3 put out. It's going to bring up Jace Benefield.
Now batting number 14, Jace Benefield.
The freshman from Graniteville, South Carolina. Batting .167 during her rookie campaign. Played in 31 games, getting 26 starts, so not bad at all for a freshman. And playing in this league, still batting under 200, but still not bad at all coming at for your freshman season as Cockerell misses outside. 1-0 the count. That one's inside, 1-1 now. 2 outs, nobody on. Bearcats struck for a couple runs in the first inning. Cockerell's trying to go 3 up, 3 down here in the second. And great pitch on the outside corner, 1-2 now. Cockerell misses hide as Benefield does not chase that one. But you're ahead in the count, you might as well go ahead and see if she'll chase anything out of the zone. Cockerell gets the sign and with the pitch. Right up the middle for a single. That's going to bring back up Wooten, who stole second, and scored in the first inning.
And now batting number 15, Casey Wooten.
Wooten, who's batting about .330 right now. Misses outside. 1-0 now. Bearcats have played 2 more games than USC Aiken has, and they hold a 5-9 record in the league, while Pacers are 3-9. So these 2 games are really important in terms of postseason and possibly going to the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Tomorrow, USC Aiken has Francis Marion, and both teams are right above the Pacers in the standings. So these next 4 games are crucial. As another big swing and a miss for the slapper. And they call it strike 3 on that one. So despite the fact that Benfield is trying to steal, it doesn't matter as Taco gets out of the inning. So going to the bottom of the second, Pacers looking to come back from that 2-0 deficit. And I am back here in the bottom of the second inning with Chandler Terrapin coming to the plate. Second on the team with 3 home runs. Looks like a call strike on the inside corner there. And Terrapin smashed a 2-run home run in Augusta last weekend. That shot could still be going. It was on a line drive, probably literally about 240, 250 feet. Got out of there in a hurry as Ferguson tries the ball, went in there, but it's a ball. 1-1 the count. The umpire likes the inside corner there, so Terrapin's going to have to adjust if she's going to be able to fight anything off on the inside. Ferguson's ahead 1-2. Terrapin fouls that one off. Stays alive. Rips that one, but just foul. Count remains 1-2. I think Snyder tried to do the limbo over there when the ball was coming at him. Able to duck okay. If he does start dancing over there somehow, we will turn the camera over there so you can see it. Big swing and a miss for strike 3. That's her Ferguson's second straight strikeout. It's going to bring up senior from Ohio, Sydney Kate Murphy. She's 4th in the USC Aiken's career home run list after a 2-run shot at Augusta last week. He's a team with 4 homers this year, batting .270. She's climbed out of and done really well after the first couple weeks of the season. Line drive up the middle for the first hit of the game for the Pacers. That's going to bring up Jessica Stanley, the third baseman.
Now batting number 2, Jessica Stanley.
Freshman from Monk's Corner. She's able to slap, have a little bit of power. Very versatile student athlete, tremendous in the field. Has a spectacular arm as well. Big swing and a miss there as Ferguson gets ahead 0-1. And apparently they said that she didn't pull back the bunt there, or is a strike either way. So it's 0-2 the count. As Ferguson looks towards the dugout, gets the sign. Throws it about 4 feet outside for a pitch out. But Murphy's not going to go anywhere. Has a few stolen bases in her career, but she's not the fastest person in the country. Big swing and miss for strike 3. So quickly 2 away. Can bring up the pitcher Caroline Cockrell. And who better to help herself than Cockrell?
Now batting number 15, Caroline Cockrell.
Cockrell's batting .320 on the season. 8 for 25, so not a ton of at-bats. But she's been solid at the plate. Fouls that one straight back, 0-1. Ball high. So 1-1 the count. Ferguson will probably try to go inside with this pitch. And gets Cockrell to pop it straight up. Everyone's crashing in, and first base is able to catch it for the final out. So go into the third, Pacers still trail 2-0. I'm back here at the bottom of the third inning, or top of the third inning, excuse me. as Grimes is at the plate. She singled, went to second on the throw, and stole third before scoring in the first inning. Looked at a ball one on there from Cockrell. Misses inside 2-0 count. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 now. Cockrell misses with the off-speed pitch. 3-1 now. Well, apparently I was wrong. It's 3-2 now. The first one must have been called a strike. Fouls that one back. Stays alive. She fouled that one off. Would have hit her if she wouldn't have swung, but... And I'm not sure about that. I mean, she was outside the box when she was swinging at too, so I'm not sure what happened, but either way, we're going to have another 3-2 pitch. That one slapped. Stanley stops it, but unable to make the play, but Grimes is going to be safe either way.
Now batting, number 8, Kelly McCormick.
It's going to bring up Kelly McCormick, who grounded out to third in her first at bat back in the first. Yes, Cockrell misses wide on the first pitch. 1-0 the count. Bearcats have a leadoff runner up first. They lead 2-0 here in the third. McCormick steps out of the box, gets the sign. Swing and a miss in the throw down to second, and great job by Murphy to get Grimes out. 2-6 if you're scoring at home. So one down with the 1-1 count here to McCormick. Misses aside 2-1. That's the fourth time this year that Murphy's thrown out a runner going to second. That one's fouled over the netting. 2-2 the count. Grounded to second, or shortstop, excuse me, Sarah Sams with the throw to first for the out.
Now batting, number 2, Casey Rogers.
Let's bring up Casey Rogers, who grounded through the right side of the infield for the base hit and drove in a run in the first inning. Cockrell misses outside, 1-0 the count. Right down the middle at Jungblut, who ranges over to her right and snags it for the third out. So great job by Murphy to get the runner going to second base, and USC Aiken holds Lander off the scoreboard. Going to the bottom of the third, Pacers trail 2-0.
Of the third inning for the Pacers, number 6, Lindy Dorgan.
And Lindy Dorgan's coming to the plate for USC Aiken to lead off the third. Batting 146 on the season, but she's had 3 doubles this year, and I think 2 of them have come in the last week. Well-timed hits for Dorgan. Ferguson gets the call and throws it in, and Dorgan swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Dorgan in her career has played outfield, second base, pitched. Has done it all for USC Aiken throughout her career. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back. 1-1 the count. Tries to lay one down. Goes foul. 1-2 now. She has some speed on her, so she hits it softly. Good chance of being able to get to first base. And swings and misses on that one. So 1 away for USC Aiken as Brielle Jungblut comes to the plate. Jungblut batting .292 on the season.
Now batting, number 10, Brielle Jungblut.
She has a .333 slugging percentage. One of the fastest student athletes in the region. Graded in center field. Tremendous arm, and her arm's really come along the last couple of years. Looks at the ball outside. 1-0 count. For her career, Jungblat's batting just under .325. Swinging misses of that one. Jungblut has some power, but is pretty much has been a slapper the last 4 years at USC Aiken. Pokes that one towards left field, but goes foul. 1-2 the count. Yep, Caitlin Powell on deck for USC Aiken. Sundback taps it to first. Nearly beats out the first baseman, who started to take her time to go over to first, but able to get the out.
And now batting, number 7, Caitlin Powell.
He's going to bring up Powell, who fouled out to the first baseman in the first. Pitch is outside, 1-0 count. Powell loops it over, but the shortstop ranges over and catches it for the final out. So 3 up and 3 down for USC Aiken. Going to the fourth, Pacers trail 2-0. We're back here in the fourth inning with Chandler Carey leading off. She's 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out to Sarah Sams in the first inning. Cockrell misses outside, 1-0 count as the Bearcats lead 2-0. 2 runs in the first, but Cockrell shut them down ever since. Great job by Murphy to get the runner at second base and trying to steal last inning. The umpire likes the inside part of the plate, so Cockrell finds it and hits the spot. 1-1 the count now. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. And really, if the umpire's going to give you the inside part of the corner, where it's almost a place where no one can hit, you might as well keep throwing it there. But there's a reason I'm not a coach. Yes, I've been told that's a good setup spot too, as Cockrell misses outside. I'm not sure about the person who told me that. He's a Yankees fan, so can't really trust his judgment on everything. Grounder back up the middle. Cockrell gets it, throws it to first for the out. So 1 away. It's going to bring up Darian Ward. And she lined out to Caitlin Powell in the first inning. As Cockrell misses outside, 1-0. Grounder to Sarah Sams. Sams fires it over to first for the out. She barely even had to move to get the ball and throw it over.
And now batting, the designated player, number 25, Bree Sorrento.
It's going to bring up Bree Sorrento. She grounded out Cockrell in her first at bat back in the second. Cockrell misses low and away. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Ball was about 3 feet outside, and bats just aren't made that big. Grounder right back to Cockrell. Flips the underhand for the out. So 3 up and 3 down for the Bearcats in the fourth. Going to the bottom. Pacers trail 2-0. And leading off for USC Aiken is sophomore Courtney Strauss. Swings at the first pitch. I can barely even get anything out before she grounds out to first. So with one away, Hannah Price is going to come up. Price batting just over 400. Struck out in the second inning.
Number 33, Hannah Price.
And she took 2 inside pitches for strikes. That one ball misses outside. 1-0 the count. Ferguson delivers high and outside. 2-0. Ball is right down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 the count. That ball almost hit her. 3-1 the count now. Ferguson gets the call from the dugout. Looks at the play on her arm. And is able to get the inside pitch there. 3-2 the count for Price. Pacers have just 1 hit in the contest, so looking for a second base runner. As Price hammers that one high and foul. She fouls that one back. Still 3-2. Fouls that one back. Count still 3-2. This is pitch number 44 for Ferguson. Not too bad to be in the 4th inning with only 44 pitches thrown. Misses low on that one. HP trots to first. And Snyder's going to make the call for a pinch runner.
Number 11, Chandler Terrapin.
And my guess is it's going to be Leah Bogosian as a pinch runner. Could be wrong, but we'll tell you in just a minute. I am good. It is Leah Bogosian going in.
Pinch running for Hannah Price is number 1, Leah Bogosian.
With Chandler Terrapin coming to the plate. And Terrapin struck out in her first at bat. Looks at a pitch inside, but called a strike. It's 0-2 now. Hits that one a mile high. And the center fielder is able to catch that one for the out. It's going to bring up Sydney Kate Murphy.
Now batting number 4, Sydney Kate Murphy.
Murphy singled back in the first or in the second inning, excuse me. Looks at the ball high. 1-0. As Bogosian takes off and still second. Winning the count. So good job by Bogosian to hustle down to second. Line drive into the gap. It's going to be a double, most likely for Murphy as she hits it and rounds first and scampers in second. So good job of base running by Bogosian and nice piece of hitting by Murphy to get the pitchers on the boards. 2-1 now with Kat St. Peter coming to the plate. St. Peter entered the game for Stanley in the field in the last half inning. St. Peter's batting .275 on the season. Has a double, 3 RBIs, .339 on base percentage. Looks at a called strike there. Fouls that one back. Quickly 0-2. And she strikes out for the Final out of the inning, but Pacers get on the board and heading to the fifth. Pacers trail 2-1. We are back here at the top of the fifth inning as Sorrow swings at the first pitch. Skies it about a mile high. If they're playing a solid, that'd be a home run. But right now, it's right to Lindy Dorgan for an out. Can't get much better than that. One pitch, one out. Benefield's coming to the plate, the freshman from Graniteville.
Number 14, Jace Benefield.
I'm sorry about the last thing. I was a little bit distracted trying to fix my phone. As Cockrell misses outside 1-0 the count. Gets the inside pitch. If I could talk to our PA person, I mean, he would probably say that's just a spot to keep on throwing, though. But it's by myself today, so I apologize. Grounder up the middle to Cockrell, who's able to flip it underhanded for the second out. And that's going to bring up Wooten, who's 1 for 2 in the game.
Now batting, number 15, Casey Wooten.
Singled and struck out. That pitch missed. 1-0 the count. She slaps it over and able to be between third and short for the single.
Now batting, number 21, Sydney Grimes.
Going to bring up Sydney Grimes, who's 2 for 2 in the game with a couple singles and a RBI and run scored. Pretty productive day from the 2-hole. Cockrell misses outside. Wooten fakes the steal to second, but heads back to first. And I think that after Murphy's able to gun down the runner at second base, it does probably stop a little bit of running for right now. It's a good job by, as soon as I say that, well, hit and run zone. And they're going to send the runner to third, so runners on first and third now. 2 away with McCormick coming to the plate. She's
Batting,
0 for 2.
Number 8, Kelly McCormick.
As Murphy fixes their hair bow that's kind of sparkly, I would say. Oh, I was told it's shiny. I apologize about that. It's good to see her father was down here last weekend. Good to see him over in Augusta. As Cockrell throws a pitch outside, and McCormick swings and misses, and so 1-1 the count was Grimes took second without anyone throwing over there, but Dorgan fields the ball and throws it to first for the out. So Grimes wasted her breath going 60 feet, and we're gonna go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And as we do that, I'd like to thank Aiken Flooring. You can always count on us as pitchers look to even the game or take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th as Lander leads 2-1. As they're back in the bottom of the 5th inning with Caroline Cockrell leading off, and what better person to help the team than the one that's pitching? But she swings the first pitch and pops it up. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's going to bring up Lindy Dorgan. Dorgan, who struck out swinging
Lindy Dorgan.
in the 3rd inning. But Dorgan has a chance to help out the Pacers right now as Ferguson looks to the dugout for the pitch, looks at the wristband and delivers. Dorgan tries to push bunt it but goes foul. It's a little bit hard either way, but good idea. I mean, to get everybody moving, they don't know what you're going to do because she has the power. She has a couple triples in her career, some doubles. I mean, she can pretty much do it all. Swings and misses at that one. 0-2 the count. Just a bit outside. 1-2. 1 out here as Lander leads 2-1. Also like to thank the concierge team in Mike State as Dorgan misses on the rise ball there. So 2 outs with Jungblut coming to the plate.
Now batting, number 10, Brielle Jungblut.
Jungblut grounded out to first in their first at bat, and that came in the 3rd inning. Looks like a called strike there. 0-1. They say that she caught the ball there. Good play, I guess, if they called it. So tough for me to see, but good effort. Nice try by Jungblut, but still ends the inning. So going to the top of the sixth, Pacers trail 2-1. And Casey Rogers takes a called strike to open the sixth inning as Lander leads 2-1. She rips it over to Terrapin, who picks it up and tags first for the first out. And Terrapin has been solid since she's come to USC Aiken. Has played in the outfield, has pitched, been the designated player, and picked up first base probably about 3 weeks ago for the first time in her career, and has done really well, in my opinion, which I know means very little. But she's done very well at that position, being a redshirt senior and picking up a new position. As Cockrell misses outside to carry. And I apologize if I sound like a homer in the last at bat with Jungblut. I couldn't see the play, and the PA announcer said no, she called it. So great play by the shortstop there, as that ball is hit into right field, and Strauss nearly overruns it, but is able to protect her face and catch the ball. So 2 away. It's going to bring up Ward.
And now batting, number 19, Darian Ward.
And Ward is 0 for 2, lined out to left field and granted out to shortstop in her 2 at bats. As she fouls that one back. 0-1 the count. That one just missed. So 1-1 the count. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. And in case you're interested, the USC Aiken golf team is now in first place at the conference tournament. Second place is Columbus State. Lander fans, they are in third. They're 8 strokes back now, about halfway through the round. They'll play 3 rounds today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 18 holes each day. As Cockrell misses the pitch, so it's 2-2. Just trying to keep you updated on everything. Pacer baseball is at Young Harris this afternoon at 6 o'clock. So after this doubleheader, tune over, start watching that game, a 3-game series up there. Young Harris has assistant coach Andrew Warner, who was here last year as a pitching coach, so it should be a good battle. As Cockrell loses the battle to Ward, who gets on base for the first time today. This can bring up Bree Sorrento. She's grounded out twice in the game. Or that was before I was told that that there's going to be a pinch hitter. So give me one moment and we'll find out who this person is. It's going to be number 6, Alana Fry. And Fry's batting 133 on the season.
Pinch hitting for lander number 6, Alana Fry.
And fouls that one back. Quickly 0-1. But the one thing that we've noticed this year, softball, baseball, if you're going to pinch hit, swing. You know, if you're going to strike out, swing anyway. I've seen that happen a few times for teams that we played against and for us too on for baseball and softball this year with pinch hitters. As Cockrell misses outside. 1-1 the count. And I know that y'all can't see it, but you know Marcus Johnson's doing multitasking over here, doing 4 different things to help out in the press box today. So we appreciate all his help. As she fouls that one back into the parking lot, and we're looking, it is not hitting a car, so that's good. I learned my lesson last year at a practice, no less, and have parked far away ever since. There's a line drive into center field. Just, you know, well-placed ball for the single. So runners on first and second now with Sara coming to the plate. 0 for 2. Ground out to second and popped up to second.
Now batting number 29, Haley Sorrow.
And so Coach is going to talk to Sorrow and Murphy's going to talk to Cockrell. We want to say, hey, if you're looking for a house or even a place to rent in town, Mike's taking the concierge team will help you with all your home and rental needs. They are absolutely amazing people over there. He's tremendous. He works about 35 hours a day if that's possible. Just great people in town, and they're part of the USC Aiken family. So if you're looking for someone for real estate, renting, owning in town, go to them in a heartbeat. They are going to be amazing for you. And Cockrell fires it in there for a strike. 0-1. Just misses that one. 1-1 the count. It's 2-1 now. Here's a good stop by Murphy. And she hammers that one deep and off the wall. Powell gets it and throws it in. And she can be a double that scores 2. So it's going to be 4-1 now for the Bearcats. It's going to bring up Jace Benefield.
Now batting number 14, Jace Benefield.
And she misses low and inside for ball 1. This will be pitch number 100 coming up for Cockrell. There's a hard hit ball off the shoulder of Sarah Sams. And with the run down, they're going to score another run. It's a unique way to score the play, but
Number 15, Casey Wooten.
Dorgan nearly got the runner going back to first, Benefield, but Benefield was just a hair too fast and allowed for the base runner to come from second all the way home. Hard hit ball, and I think that Sarah Sam's got a little bit of not obstructed, but the field of sight got a little away with the Lander student athlete who was able to come around and score. As Wooten comes to the plate and missed on that one. 0-1 the count, but it's 5-1 the score now for the Bearcats. She offered it that one, so it's 1-2 the count. Big swing and a miss for strike 3, but Bearcats score 3, going to the bottom of the 6th. Lander leads 5-1. We're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 7, Caitlin Powell.
As Caitlin Powell comes to the plate. If USC Aiken's going to do anything, good thing to have the top of the order coming up. Just for time as Ferguson takes a little bit too long for the sign. As Powell smashes one high and deep to center field, but it's about 208 feet, and it's a 210-foot fence. So, one pitch, one out. It's going to bring up Courtney Strauss.
Now batting number 8, Courtney Strauss.
Strauss fouls that one back. Strauss is 0 for 2 in the game. As Ferguson misses outside, 1-1 the count. Yeah, Strauss jumped back on that one, but it was a great pitch on the inside part of the plate by Ferguson, so it's 1-2 now. Strauss hits one a mile high, but straight to center field for the routine catch. It's going to bring up Hannah Price back to the plate. Price struck out looking and walked in her 2 at-bats.
Hannah Price.
Price hard hit. Straight to the shortstop for the out. 1-2-3 inning for Lander going to the 7th. Pacers trail 5-1. As Grimes is going to lead off for the visitors. Lander leads 5-1, looking to add to it. Foul ball, a good effort by Terrapin. I said I'm impressed with the way Terrapin's handled first base so far. The past, since probably about March 1st, maybe mid-March, but great job by her. As Cockrell misses low. 1-1 the count. Grounded right back to Terrapin and trying to have to dive this time. Gets the out. He's going to bring McCormick.
Now batting number 8, Kelly McCormick.
McCormick swings at the first pitch. Terrapin makes another solid play. So
Now batting number 2, Casey Rogers.
Rogers coming to the plate with 2 out. She's 1 for 3 in the game. Singled in a run in the first and lined out to center field and popped to third in the 6th. Or not popped to third, sorry. Grounded to third. First. I'm getting all my numbers confused right now. It's Friday, which really means nothing in the sports formation world, other than it's a full weekend of games. Looked at a strike on the outside corner. Looks at the ball in the inside corner. So it evens out. 1-1 the count. Lander leads 5-1. Cockrell nibbles on the outside corner for the strike. It's kind of like the fish that just starts to nibble at the bait just a little bit. Ball high is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Grounder, great play by Cockrell. Snag it over and toss it to first for the out. So Pacers Hold the Bearcats scoreless in the 7th, but going to need 4 runs to tie, 5 to win here in the bottom of the 7th. And I am back here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacers trail 5 to 1. Need 4 runs to tie, 5 to win. Bring up Chandler Terrapin to start things off. Terrapin 0 for 2 in the game. Swings at the first pitch. Sends it to right center field, but solid play by the right fielder for the out. I'll bring up Sidney Kate Murphy, who has one of the 2 hits for the Pacers. Double to right center field.
Sidney Kate Murphy.
Swings at the first pitch. Hits it foul. Pulls it on the third base line, but probably about a foot foul. Grounds that one to third for the second out. It's going to bring up Kat St. Peter, who's 0 for 1 in the game. Struck out swinging in her first at bat.
Now batting number 25, Kat St. Peter.
So Pacers down to their last out. Looks at a pitch outside. 1-0. That was high and outside. 2-0. Fouls that one back. 2-1. St. Peter fouls that one back. So pitcher's down to the last strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom 7th. Lander leads 5-1. Ferguson looking for the complete game victory. If with the win, she would move to 16-7 on the season. This would be the 16th complete game. Misses low ball. 3. So full count for St. Peter. Misses outside for ball 4. And pinch hitting for USC Aiken is going to be Cricket Lowry.
Pinch hitting for the Pacers, number 13, Kristen Lowry.
And so Jessica Stanley re-enters the game for St. Peter, and pinch hitting for Cockrell will be Kristen Lowry. Looks like a called strike. Kristen Cricket Lowry is a junior from South Carolina. I can't say her hometown, so I'm not going to try. I just realized that, so I apologize. She pops up in the infield, and shortstop makes the play for the final out. So Lander wins 5-1. We're going to be back in about half an hour for game 2. And we are about ready for game number 2 to get going. Lander took the first game 5-1 over USC Aiken. Very different lineup for USC Aiken, but we have Hannah Price in the circle this game. Designated player last game as Casey Wooten's coming to the plate for Lander. Here with Athletic Director Jim Hurley, who's not wearing a suit today, unlike Georgia College's Athletic Director on the broadcast. But
I apologize, I'm not quite at his level of GQ-ness.
Hey, it's okay. We'll take it. We like what we have here. As Price finds the strike zone. This is outside 0-1 or 1-1. Behind the plate this game, you do have Cricket Lowry. Cindy Kate Murphy's still in the game as a designated player for USC Aiken. Kathleen St. Peters stayed at third base. As Price misses outside, 2-1 account.
Big game here, Brent, in game 2 as we try to keep our postseason hopes alive, and a win here would be really important.
This is pretty much a must-win game as Wooten hits it back to Price, who flicks it over to Dorgan for the out. Pacers are a game back of Francis Marion for the 8th spot, and 2 games back from Lander.
And Augusta's in that mix too. I think all right around 4 or 5 conference wins.
Right, and we have a big game this one, and then 2 tomorrow against Francis Marion. So those are key must-win games.
Big weekend at Satcher Field.
Would you like it any other way?
I'll tell you what, this field's seen a lot of W's through the years, and I hope we can see one more today and a couple tomorrow.
I mean, this used to be the baseball facility when it was first built. And I think it was March 22nd, 2004 is when they became the softball field. I only remember that because I was looking at something last week that said it. And swept Newberry that day, which is always a good thing. This is the first time you've been on the broadcast this year?
First for softball, yes. Joined Marcus Johnson on a baseball broadcast earlier this year.
So you improved the quality of the broadcast then, didn't you?
Well, I don't know if we improved the quality, but we gave people something to laugh about for sure.
You could probably just have a mirror there and let them look at Marcus, and they'd probably laugh too.
I'll tell you, today I'm really interested in seeing how Hannah Price can throw. I've been really impressed with her. I mean, she didn't start out as our #1 pitcher at the beginning of the year and still thrown 70 or 80 innings. We kind of have 3 pitchers I think we use on a regular basis, but certainly I think one of the best 2-way players in the Peach Belt Conference in Hannah Price.
Absolutely, and she's come on strong this year. We saw glimpses of it the first couple of years of her, being able to hit pretty well and pitch from time to time. But as you said, you're right on the money. She's now pitched 81 innings with that last out, and she came into the season and pretty much as the #3 pitcher behind one person who was ineligible, and then Chandler Terrapin, and Terrapin's not pitching anymore, and so Price has gone from #3 to #1 and has done a solid job.
She hasn't, and you mentioned in the first game, Chandler's done a really good job moving over to first base.
Especially at 45 years old.
I don't know about that.
23 maybe? Maybe 23. But she says she feels old.
She's had a good year as well, but the seniors really trying to go out on a good note and keeping that postseason competition. And I know they'll feel good about having Hannah in the circle and here in game 2.
And she's pitched solid the last few outings. Lost a tough one last week at Augusta 2-1. Had chances to win that game though, but she pitched well.
She pitched well. Well, this is a tough at bat right here. The one thing I was going to say is, Hannah's probably pushed 150 in pitch count. I think is maybe the highest we've seen her do this year in that neighborhood.
She pitched in the 9-inning game against Young Harrison, went 186.
Yeah,
but close. Yeah.
And she's thrown a lot of pitches already to 2 batters here.
Yeah, this is pitch number 13 for the game, and you don't want to see her throwing too much because she has to go back in the circle again tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be nice if she could have a couple of clean innings, nice, quick, and easy, and we've seen her do it plenty of times this year. She's one of the quietest student athletes we probably have here at USC Aiken, but boy, is she competitive. What a great pitch.
And Lowry just making sure that, right fielder has a little bit more warm-up. In the right field, that is going to be Leo Bogosian in this game instead of Courtney Strauss.
Good battle right there. Price comes back and gets the second out.
And to throw an off-speed pitch on a 3-2 pitch, I was not expecting that at all.
A lot of confidence.
You don't see her throwing the off-speed pitch very much.
Good job by Chandler to call off Cricket to get the pop up on the rise ball. And that was a quick out right there, so that'll help us.
Yep. So going to the bottom of the first, we are looking for USC Aiken to take the lead.
Leah Bogosian.
Bottom of the first here, back at Satcher Field, as the umpire now making a signal that Lander has made a change from what they originally planned in pitching, and it's number 7 in the circle. As waves are in as Leah Bogosian steps in to lead it off the bottom of the first. First pitch swinging, little pop up short right. The first baseman drifts back and makes the catch as the second baseman and third baseman were in, and Bogosian trying to pop one over the second baseman's head, but the first baseman with a nice range on that, Brent, to go over and make a catch.
Yeah, and Ashley Vincent's in circle right now. They had a unique thing with the flex and the DP, and they switched people, and I'm still confused with that rule. 40 years later.
Well, some of the rules, you got to stay on top of it. It is confusing.
Yeah, it's gonna bring Caitlin Powell to the plate, left fielder.
Also, first pitch swinging. Pop up to shortstop, so we're aggressive at the plate to start. Powell's been swinging a pretty hot bat in the last couple of weeks.
It's going to bring up Hannah Price.
Number 33, Hannah Price.
And she's batting just at about 400 right now in the season.
Yeah, 405. I think she's in the top 10 in the conference in hitting. She's been hot all year.
She is.
At the plate.
And really, they were really aggressive at Augusta the first game, and they won 7-2. The first game of the series, 4 pitches in, they were on the 4th batter because they went, and it was 1-0.
So the umpire's just signaled ball 1 on that. I'm not sure how they do the ruling.
It was possibly almost similar to a balk where you start the motion, they didn't go through with it.
Yeah, that may be what he called because he stepped out from behind the plate. And
it's really unique. It's almost like a fast break football team where that
right
was
on a line.
The quick inning for Lander. 3 up and 3 down. We're going to go to the second. Still tied at 0. back here in the top of the second inning with Casey Rogers at the plate, the right fielder. As Price pitches outside, 1-0. As Jim and I are sitting here watching the golf tournament stats. Lander's in third place, USC Aiken in first, with about 3 holes left to play.
Yeah, our golf team has been fairly consistent all year, and it's and they're young. They got a lot of good young players and 2 senior stud All-American type players,
Yeah.
but been fun to follow them as well.
It's not bad when you have the number 2 and 14 players in the country on
No.
the team.
Not at all.
And even August Lindvall is junior. He's 36th in the country. So, I mean, I'll take that right now. And USC is ranked number 9 nationally.
You know, it's really on campus. All five of our spring teams been sort of in postseason competition, and everybody's still battling for a playoff spot. And 3 of the 5 have been nationally ranked. It's been a great spring. A lot of fun to watch.
Men's tennis at number 13 nationally. Women's tennis 11-8. Coach Dom's getting ready to pick up his 200th career win the next time the men win. So great job for him.
Been a big spring for milestones with Jerry Snyder in his 31st year picking up a milestone win, and Kenny Thomas in his 18th year in baseball picking up a milestone, and now Steve Dahm, who really doesn't get enough credit for what a great job he does with men and women on the tennis programs.
And in the toughest conference in the country.
Well, the Lander batters have been up there, and anything that Hannah has on the black, they're able to foul it off. Another long pitch count at bat.
Mm-hmm. This is pitch number 9. Sorry, pitch number 8 coming up.
Oh, yes, she did.
And as Mr. Hurley, he said, it's a strikeout there.
Sometimes hard not to cheer. I know it's we're not supposed to do that as administrators, but you get to meet the coaches and you work with them every day, and you get to meet the student athletes, and you're around them every day. It's hard not to get emotionally invested sometimes.
It is. And I've bragged on our student athletes before. You and I have both been at several different schools, but I think we have some of the most genuine, great kids that I've ever been around.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fantastic young men and women.
We call them kids. I mean, they're 18, 20. They're adults, but
one of the things I've been impressed with Kristen Lowry behind the plate this year, she does a really good job of framing pitches, and I think that's going to be really important today. And having had a chance to talk to her recently, she actually keeps up with who the umpires are and what kind of strike zone they like and where she needs to set up to receive the ball. As you see her slide over there on the inside, grazes the uniform, so hit batsman. It's a base runner for the Bearcats. But I think that's a big difference for our pitching staff, the way that Kristen does a fantastic job with that, and Sydney Kate does as well.
And Lowry, I mean, as meticulous as they come, she's going to be a nurse, in a couple of years. I mean, and if she's this thorough right now behind the plate, you think how good she's going to be in that field.
I'd be okay with her being the nurse. She doesn't miss much.
No, she doesn't. And this is going to bring up Darian Ward, who came in the end of the day batting .227. Price misses now. It's 1-0 the count.
St. Peter's moved in a step or two at third, but not really in too far from the bag. Terrapin's almost even with the bag at first.
They popped up to Sarah Sams for the easy out. And in the first game, we didn't see Lander bunt at all. I mean, we thought they were in some situations, and they just said, nope, we're going to make you earn it. And they would fire right past where USC Aiken was. And it's a good philosophy to have. I mean, I've worked with coaches before. They're like, that's an out regardless. So we'd rather have someone try to put the ball in play and then make a play.
Yeah, force the defense to make a play.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You see that Ashley Vincent coming to the plate. She bats 140 on the season. Wait.
It's a good pitch there from Price. Off-speed pitch to change up to even the count.
In the first game, you saw that Lander They were trying to steal a lot early on, and then Murphy threw out a base runner. I believe it was in the second inning, and they haven't stolen a base since then, really.
Yeah, Lowry has a good arm as well.
Yes, she does. Two balls, two strikes, two outs here at the top of the second.
Deuce is wild, I guess, right?
Three of a kind. Pops that one into right field. Bogosian's underneath it for the final out of the inning. So going to the bottom of the second, we're all still tied. I guess it's still scoreless, I should say. We are back here, bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Sydney Kate Murphy's coming to the plate. You know, I honestly think it's one of my favorite walkout songs of any student athlete.
Yeah, it's pretty appropriate. And then she tries to do a little river dance to get herself ready to go too, which is funny.
She Dropkick Murphys, and being Irish descent, and it's one of my favorite movies. Which, of course, we won't bring it up because we know you don't watch very many movies. Because you work so hard, though, you don't have time to.
Yeah, I read books.
I read books in the form of TV. Does that count for anything?
Well, hopefully 4, 5, and 6 can get us rolling here, and Sydney Kate can get us a base runner.
There's a grounder back up to short. Over to first for the first out. It's going to bring up Chandler Terrapin. Should be followed by Sarah Sams.
Now batting, number 11, Chandler Terrapin.
Terrapin batting just a shade under 300. Second on the team with 3 home runs. I'm not sure if you saw our last one at Augusta. They're probably about 240, 250 feet line drive.
I had a chance to talk to her and her mom after the game, and I kind of just made a swinging motion. I said, that was pretty good. She goes, yeah, just remember that one, not my last at bat. She was unhappy with her final at bat.
Right. Yeah, foul ball back to us, and everybody scampered out of the way. At least we're out of danger back here in the press box.
That's right.
A little bit cooler back here, too.
I was wondering if the catcher was going to have a play on it, because she certainly thought she had a beat on it.
No one has a beat on that ball as Terrapin wrist one to left field for the first base hit of the game.
Line drive. She's been pretty consistent all year, right around that 300 mark.
It's going to bring up Sarah Sams. Haven't seen her batting much lately. Been great in the field. Coming in batting just under 250, 10 for 41 on the year. Has a double, 6 RBIs. Looking like she's going to bunt, but pulls it back and swings away and misses.
And again, she's going to take a long look at Jerry Snyder in the third base box. With one out, Coach Snyder's not a big on the small ball. I bet he lets her swing away. And of course, I'm wrong.
And
that was a nice bunt by Sams, though. She got it down, kept it close to the line, so the third baseman had to field the ball. Really, her only play was at first base. So,
right.
let's see if Kat can bring home the first run of the game.
Kat St. Peter, batting .275 on the season. She played a lot early on, and Jessica Stanley has played third base probably about the last 16, 18 games, but St. Peter was brought back in last game, played well defensively, drew a walk in the 7th inning.
It's a good problem to have two players that can both do a good job at third base. So it's a good problem we've had with two good corner infielders there.
They both have different skill sets, and both are valuable to this team.
Ball gets away from the catcher. Good read by Terrapin at second base.
Yeah, wild pitch on that one.
Ball down in the dirt, and the catcher spun around, and Terrapin picked up on it. Now at third base, and we'll take another one like that, see if Chandler can scamper home. Or
Terrapin's not one to attempt too many stolen bases, so you know that she's not going unless the ball gets away from the catcher. She does have one theft on the year.
So, and by her definition, she's got good wheels then.
You know, she says if I hit it over the fence, I don't have to worry about running fast.
Yep.
And we've seen her do that a few times the past couple of years. And St. Peter lines out to center field for the final out of the inning. So USC Aiken threatens, but going to the third, we are still scoreless.
As we get ready for inning number 3, Price back in the circle. Her pitch count was a little better that second inning, Brent, I think, than the first.
It was, and overall she's thrown 35 pitches so far, 21 strikes.
Working ahead right there.
I'm just impressed with how far she's come in the circle the past couple of years, and even this year.
Yeah, she never gets rattled. Oh, nice stop.
Seems like Sar didn't even want to run on that one. With Price snagging like that. Well hit ball, but right back to her. It's going to bring up Jace Benefield, the rookie from right down the road here in Graniteville. Just a couple minutes away.
Good. This area produces a lot of good softball players by the looks of our roster and other rosters we've seen this spring.
Absolutely. And really in North Augusta, Aiken, Augusta, up to Columbia, Lexington, Gilbert have a lot of tremendous talent in softball.
You think of the small percentage of high school players really in any sport that get an opportunity to be college athletes. One area would produce so many in one sport.
Benefield hits one through the left side. First hit of the game for the Bearcats.
Now batting number 15. 15, Casey Wooten.
This is going to bring back up Casey Wooten, who was 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out in the first at bat.
She runs pretty well, so turning 2, it's going to have to be sharply hit. Certainly St. Peter moving in at third base. Terrapin coming in from first base, crashing, expecting a bunt.
They have a lot of guys to do that because I don't know if they pull back the bunt and try to snap away. I don't know if I could handle something like that.
Right there. Good call, Brent. As she showed bunt and then just sort of slapped it past St. Peter down the third base line. Now the Bearcats have a little rally going here with runners on first and second, just one out.
It's going to bring up Grimes. Came into the day batting .317. Had a productive first game. 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first. Price misses outside. 1-0 the count.
It'll be interesting to see what the Pacers do defensively. It looks like with St. Peter coming in, Sams was crashing towards third, Dorgan to second. So that means Terrapin's going to have to stay close to the bag at first.
Price not getting the call right there she wanted. I mean, you've been in professional baseball for years and years and years, before, and all over. What are your thoughts about when the umpire set up on one side or the other? How hard is it to call the outside pitch?
She got down the line in a hurry. It was a close play. Good job by Lindy to hurry with that. I think they should still be able to get good plate coverage. What's interesting, I find funny sometimes when Kristen Lowry stands up, some of the umpires can't see. But they should be able to get good plate coverage.
Is it more difficult, you think, calling the outside pitch, though?
I think it's really umpire preference. He's set up on the inside, but
Oh,
you've got to go over one shoulder or the other, obviously.
Right. As McCormick comes to the plate.
I would think it'd be easier to get the outside corner than the inside, don't you?
You would think so, but there's a reason I'm up here, not down there.
At least the way where he sets up. Oh. Well, that was a sharply hit ball that glanced off of St. Peter's glove, it looked like. Sams, who has a really quick release, was able to gather the ball and fire to first, but not in time.
Right. And it's tough when you're playing in like that to be able to make any type of play.
Yeah, it's just reaction time. Thankfully, she deflected it to Sarah.
Otherwise, it'd be 2-0.
Yeah, it'd be 2-0.
And good try by Sams to to make the play.
And we can still get out of the inning here with very little damage.
That's the delay stolen base over there.
Really, the important thing is get this batter out.
Absolutely is. Rogers behind the count 0-1.
Good opportunity here for Lander, though, with runners at second and third to and there it is, a single to center field. And Jungblutt's throw to home plate, not in time, 2-run score, and the runner advances to second on the throw. So Lander takes advantage of that opportunity and goes up 3-0. And for Lander, they're playing for a lot too. They're, while they pretty much are assured a spot in the Peach Belt tournament, they are playing to see if they can improve their seed a little bit. But they want to be playing their best softball at the end of the year as they head into postseason. Been very impressed with them offensively. They're very aggressive at the plate, and they put the ball in play.
Yeah, Lander's in 7th place in the league and game out of 6th place, and and really a game and a half out of 5th, and man, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I mean, you don't want to play.
It's a big weekend, isn't it?
It's a fun weekend though too. Hopefully, but it is a big Peach Belt Conference weekend, and only two weekends left in the season.
Down to crunch time.
And USC Aiken doesn't go on the road again though for the Peach Belt, so if we're gonna do anything, then we're gonna be able to do it in front of our home fans. And having that last at bat's gonna help too.
2-1 count here for Price as she catches the outside corner for a strike there. Really good discipline at the plate. That's a good pitch. You'd think she'd be going for that, but it is. We could tell from here it's inside a little bit, but really good plate discipline.
And Price misses on that one. So 2 on, 2 out. 3 runs in right now for Lander as Ward's coming to the plate. And they're going to have a quick talk in circle. And while they did that, we'd like to thank Willie Jules, Old School Barbecue. We ate there last week.
Yeah, one of my favorite places.
And I didn't realize how good the hamburgers were there.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Probably one of the best hamburgers I've had in months. And I ate a lot of them. Great barbecue there too. But,
And a good partner for us, and did a nice barbecue for our senior student athletes about a month ago.
Faculty Staff Appreciation
Yeah,
Night.
which was fantastic. So.
Now batting, number 19.
And they're 5 minutes from campus, which is great.
Absolutely is. PA announcer Marcus Johnson said Ward's coming to the plate now. As the grounder to Sam's for the final out. So Bearcats score 3, going to the bottom of the third. Lander leads 3-0.
Number 13, Kristen Lowry.
We are back here in the bottom of the third inning with Cricket Lowry leading off.
Be nice to get our leadoff person on to start an inning.
And Lowry comes in batting 283, swings at the first pitch, bloops it into right field for the hit. Nice diving effort by the right fielder.
So aggressive by Cricket at the plate and gets a base hit to right field. Came in hitting 283, so she's making a push to hit 300 and give us a good start here, and we'll see what Brielle can do.
Yes, but
And now batting,
John
number
Butt
10, Brielle.
unable to get a hit in her last game, but batting a shade under 300 for the season.
Yeah, just a shade.
This is about the time last year she caught fire and hit 500 the remaining part of the season. Like to see her try to do the same thing here, but swings and misses that one. 0-1 the count.
It's almost like she wasn't sure if she should go for that one, but she was just trying to push something towards the hole, third and short. Really her job here is to get Cricket over to second base.
It says she swung at that one. So quickly down 0-2.
Just needs to hit the ball hard here somewhere. Ooh. Inside. Nice job by Brielle to kind of hold back there, because your natural reaction would be to kind of go forward with the bat. And
That one's fouled back.
Just trying to lift that one to left field. And really, if she hits anything on the ground, Cricket runs fairly well. Brielle runs very well. Not likely to get a double play and kind of force them to make a play out there. Good take right there by Jungblut.
2-2 the count.
As a lefty batter, she has not seen a lot of left-handed pitchers this year.
Hits that one high, but straight to center field for the first out. It's going to go back to the top of the order with Bogosian. She's 0 for 1 in the game. Swung at the first pitch and popped up to the first baseman. Bogosian seeing time in right field again. Last game came in as a pinch runner, scored the run.
Ground ball to second, safe.
And nice hit. Those little legs can go pretty fast, can't they?
Yeah, and you got somebody as tall as Cricket Lowry standing in front of the second baseman. She did a nice job of kind of shielding the fielder. She made her way to second base, and Leah can run a little bit. So first and second here for the Pacers was something going, and Caitlin Powell, who's very capable of getting something in the gap and getting us a run here.
And she lined out to the shortstop in her first at bat. Fouls that one back.
First pitch swinging, very aggressive up there. Vincent's done a nice job in the circle for Lander, really her first tough situation of the game. Terrapin advanced to third, but there were 2 outs when she advanced to third last inning.
1 with the count, and Vincent's only thrown 26 pitches here in the third, total so far.
Yep, she's right around the plate, done a nice job.
As Powell fouls that one back.
Yeah, she's upset with herself that she didn't get that ball down. May had a chance too to beat that one out.
And Powell's a pretty fast runner too, so if she puts anything down, you are looking at probably the bases are loaded.
They're not expecting it right now from her.
We saw, we've seen her lay down plenty of bunts this year. We've seen her hit a triple at Augusta last week.
Yeah, she blasted that one. They're playing a little closer at first. The third baseman now taking a step back towards the bag. Might have been smart as Powell lines one towards the Lander dugout.
So 1-2 the count. 1 out, runners on first and second. Lander's up 3-0.
Lowry's got to be careful at second base. Anything in the air that she's aware where the ball's going.
As Powell keeps fouling that back, you just hope it doesn't hit a car, and if it does, though, hopefully they have the Hudson Etheridge Companies and auto owners insurance. So I switched over to them this year. Say $600.
Wow. Dinner's on you. Ground ball back to Vincent to third for 1 out. Powell beats it at first. Softly hit, and Vincent smartly makes the play at third. Races the lead runner for the Pacers.
It's going to bring up probably your best hitter with 2 of your 3 fastest runners on the plate, on the base.
Price coming in hitting .405 to today. 47 hits on the year, 11 for extra bases. She leads us in RBIs with 22.
Yep. Takes that one outside, 1 another count. If Price gets on, you have another dangerous hitter behind her in Murphy.
Right.
And with Lander, you have to be careful at 2-0. You really don't want to throw anything over the plate for Price to hit, because she will get a hold of it and will hit it, into tomorrow.
Yep, they're well aware this is the Pacers' best hitter at the plate. Scorcher to second.
Good play by the second baseman to get Price out. So the Pacers threatened, but unable to push anything across. So going to the fourth, Lander leads 3-0. And we're back in the top of the fourth inning with Ashley Benson leading off, taking a ball outside. 1-0 count. As Price misses there, 2-0 count.
Talked earlier about Price since she came on as the #1 pitcher, throwing about 80 innings. She's walked less than 40 batters coming in to today, but she's gotten pretty deep in counts on a regular basis.
Even when she goes deep, she seems to be able to find her way and get out of it.
She does. Hope we didn't jinx her on this batter, though.
Of course, we say that it's 3-1 the count now.
Yeah. Walk the leadoff hitter.
I think we jinxed her on Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is Friday the 13th, yeah.
Now batting number 29, Haley Sorrow.
He's going to bring up Haley Sorrow, first baseman. She grounded out to Price in the third inning.
Let's see what the Pacers want to do here defensively. St. Peter comes in a little bit at third, so does Terrapin at first. Swinging away, fouls it back to the screen for an 0-1 count.
And this is Lander's 40th game of the season. They've only had 24 sacrifice hits.
Yeah,
they're a team that wants to hit
they're
away.
pretty aggressive at the plate. They're going to force you to make a play, force you to play defense. Ground ball towards Dorgan.
Good play by Dorgan. She's been impressive lately at second base.
Yep, her fielding has improved each and every game.
And we talked about in the first game, she came in playing second base. She's played some outfield, has pitched. She's done a little bit of everything here at USC Aiken, so it's hard to become great at something if you are splitting time between different
She's
positions.
athletic enough. We've got several players that are athletic enough to be at different spots all over the diamond, but to get some consistent reps makes a big difference.
Right. As Jace Benfield comes to the plate. Yeah, she looks at a ball there.
So this is a big batter right here for Hannah with the runner on second, one down. Pacers down 3-0. Really can't afford to give up another run here.
As Benfield singled and ended up scoring last inning. Fist that one off and right to Dorgan for the 4-3 if you're scoring at home.
Good job by Lindy. That was not hit. It was off the hands, not hit very hard. She had to come in on the ball. I think had she waited, the runner would have beat it out.
Right. As Casey Wooten comes to the plate, she singled and scored in the third. She's 1 for 2, having grounded out in the first inning.
Yeah, that was a nice hit in the third inning. Just kind of slapped it past Kate at third base.
Yes, Price misses high and outside there.
St. Peter staying in at third. Sam's is shaded more towards third base. They expect her to try to go the opposite way.
They're pitching that way too.
Yeah,
trying
they are.
everything
That's
outside.
on the corner for 1-1 count. So Cat's able to knock down that grounder, but too much speed. Unable to get the runner at first. First and third now for the Bearcats.
And the good thing is that the runner from third did not try to score.
No.
So, with 2 outs, last time you see people start to take, to go forward, and she stayed at home. So, I mean, first and third, like you said, with Grimes at the plate, 2 outs. And stolen base
Take
there.
the stolen base, and Lowry threw from her knees, and I had to ask her about that. I've noticed she's done that all year. She said when she was younger, she wasn't allowed to stand up to throw the ball to second base. They said it took her too long,
Well,
so it was a lot quicker release. She has a great release from there, and of course Dorgan came in, took the throw in front of the bag in case the runner left third. Ground ball to Sams. Oh, big hop.
Nice play by Sams to get the.
That was a difficult play. That ball took a big bounce up near her right shoulder after she was down expecting it on the ground, and bang, bang play at first base.
And Lander fans are not happy, but what a play by Sams to keep the Bearcats off the scoreboard in this inning. But, we have 4, 5, and 6 coming to the plate, so hopefully the pitchers get something going here in the bottom of the fourth.
Time to get some runs.
Yep, 3-0 Lander. Best walk-up song we've heard today?
Pardon?
Best walk-up song we've heard today, maybe?
Oh, it's the best one on the team.
Would you take Sipping Up to Boston with Sidney Kate Murphy or Joy Smithers' Can't See Me with John Cena?
I think I got to go with this one. As a proud native of New England, I got to go with the Dropkick Murphys. Yeah. But I'm feeling good. Bottom of the 4, we got number 4 leading off for us here.
Friday the 13th. Is that the 4?
Yeah, it's all about numbers, signs and omens.
And that was
popped it up to the screen. I couldn't tell if that one was going to be out of play. That's twice now we've had balls very close to the screen.
Yeah. People in the first row are starting to scatter too.
Yeah, but Carrie, the catcher, she's had a bead both times and been very close. 0-2 on Sydney. She's got to protect the plate here.
It was low and inside, ball 1. Murphy, who is number 4 all time on USC Aiken's career home run list.
She tends to get him in big spots too. Not there.
That one Swung right through that pitch. So she's 0 for 2 in the game, but comes up right now with Chandler Terrapin. She's singled in the second inning.
Now batting, number 11, Chandler Terrapin.
Vincent's thrown a lot of strikes, been able to scatter the 3 hits that the Pacers have. Really haven't had any serious threats against her.
2 on last inning and unable to push anything across. But USC Aiken, we've seen this team put hits together in a hurry at times this year.
Just got to be able to get some hits back to back. And
there's been some misses aside on that one, 1-1. And like you said earlier, not many left-handed pitchers that we face this year. Flagler has one that we defeated.
Harris had one.
Right, but not a whole lot. Off of Coach Schneider's old office.
Really like the pitch sequence that Lander's going here. Vincent does a really good job of working the ball side to side, in and out.
And he's only thrown right now at 30 innings all year long. And 2.89 ERA coming into the game.
That's really good.
The opponents are batting 300 off of her.
Oof. Terrapin's going to wear that one.
Good thing she's tough. It's going to bring up Sarah Sams.
Sarah Sams.
And Sams grounded out to third base, or had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning.
Yeah, right after I said we don't sacrifice a whole lot, she laid one down.
I was trying to figure out when I was scoring. I was like 5-4. I was like, oh wait, it was a sacrifice there.
Yeah.
I would assume she probably would not be laying down a bunt again this time.
Down 3, we need base runners.
And they're going to have a meeting in the circle. They're probably saying on the way back to Greenwood, can we maybe play the South Carolina Education Lottery? I mean, when you take a chance, you also give a chance. I've given a couple of chances this year because, I haven't won. So, I mean, at least I'm funding the education.
Yeah, I figure, if you did win, that we might not see you the next day.
Well, I'll just do the scratch. Also, I don't do the Powerball. So, I might still win decently, but not enough to retire.
Gotcha.
And you know what? I have a lot of fun here working with you. I would still come back the next day.
Would you?
Yes, I would.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, that could get down. Oh, nice catch. So they make a nice catch in center field, but kind of give us a free base there.
Now batting, number 25, Kat St. Peter.
It's almost the same thing as a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, but with 2 outs,
Yeah.
We've gotten runners into scoring position with 2 outs, and Vincent's usually able to come back and get a big out. And let's see if Kat can come through in the clutch here for us.
St. Peter flew out to center field in her first at bat.
Yeah, that he's been consistently calling the outside corner, and she was right there again.
So 0-1 the count to St. Peter. The grounder to third. She gobbles it up and throws it to first for the final out of the inning. So going to the 5th, Pacers trail 3-0. We are back here in the top of the 5th inning with Kelly McCormick at the plate for Lander. She's 1 for 2. She's 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored a run. Looks at a strike there.
See if we can keep this at 3-0. Lander looking to add some insurance. As we said, these are important games now. We're down to the final 2 weekends, and you talked about Lander really having a chance to move up a couple of spots for seeding, although they're pretty much assured of getting in the Peach Belt tournament, it looks like.
Right. Now, I hate to say, but if they win the second game here, they're probably about 95-98% chance of getting in there.
These are meaningful games if you want to extend your season.
Right. And, you know, USC Aiken's lost several close ones this year that's come back to cost them. So every game is huge for USC Aiken. As
I think on that one, by the time Sarah got it, she wasn't going to have a play at first. She tried to make the big time throw and just kind of airmailed it towards the dugout.
So you had the single and an error on the play.
And then that's the kind of case, too. Of course, you got a young shortstop, and or she's got to recognize the situation and go, you know, I might be better to eat this ball.
Right.
But players want to make plays.
It's a slow roller. I mean, you know, that's a tough play for anybody.
An opportunity here for Lander with a runner in scoring position, no outs, that they might be able to tack on another run. And the way Benson's been throwing, it's not going to take too many more.
Right. As the right fielder Rogers is at the plate.
Ooh, squared to bunt, and I think the ball hit her.
Yeah. But
the question was she attempting to hit the ball?
And she knows that too. I mean, she's not even trying to jog down to first base. That's jog down to first base. I mean, she had the bat still out at that point.
So I think he's calling it a strike, saying she offered at the pitch and it hit her after she had offered at it.
Right, and she didn't move back at all.
I didn't think she was going to bunt. I thought she was going to pull the bat back. And
if she would have done that, then she'd be on first base right now. But I think where she left it out, and even if she's trying to get out of the way, because she had the bat out, then they're going to say that she offered at it.
Which would make it, I believe, a 1-1 count.
Correct. Great job by our scoreboard person to put it up moments later.
And that's important for Hannah Price, too, because first and second and no outs gives Lander lots of options.
Yes, that one's fouled back, 1 and 2. And so I
suspect what you're thinking in that situation. You just tried to bunt one that you caught in the shoulder, and then you're squaring around again going, please throw it outside. See what Price comes back here, ahead in the count 1 and 2. Runner on second, nobody out.
Fouls that one back. And we are in the books for day 1 at the golf tournament. USC Aiken up by 2 strokes over Columbus State.
Really played well the last 3 or 4 holes, I think, to get to that spot.
4 under par for USC Aiken. It's 2 and 2 the count. And for you Bearcat fans, Lander is tied for 4th. Currently, they're 14 strokes back from first place. Long way to go.
I think there's like 6 or 7 Peach Belt teams that are ranked in golf, including Aiken and Lander.
Absolutely. Columbus State as well. I mean, all 3 top 20 in young hairs.
Fantastic league.
And it's tough because you look at the golf regional last year. Say 20 teams go to the super regional. 17 are in the top 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
some really good players and really good teams that are going to be at home.
It is tough.
Good pitch. Price kind of throws it on the corner and swing and a miss for out number 1. So we got runner on second and 1 down.
And Chandler Carey's coming to the plate. She's doesn't have an official at bat this game. Hit by a pitch and she's walked. So reached base both times.
Price's first pitch misses, 1-0. Just focus on the batters here, get the outs.
Nice job by Dorgan, range to her right and throw it back over.
That's the second time a ball last inning on Sam's kind of bounced up. That one bounced up on Dorgan a little bit at second. She almost had to go to her backhand side to catch it.
It looked like
good
she
accurate throw.
had barehanded the ball too,
Almost,
the way her
yeah.
glove was. I mean,
and if she doesn't get that ball, that's going through and a run scores. So the runner did advance to third
right.
on the ground out. So 2 down and a runner on third.
But being for Gilbert, she's tough, so she's able to barehand that ball.
Are you calling out Gilbert?
No, I'm saying they're tough.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mess with anybody from there. My assistant SID, Cody Kiesler's from there, and he and his family as well. So
And that's smart of you to say something nice. Ball fouled back to the screen. 1-1 now for Price.
you trying to get me in trouble over here?
I don't have to do that for you. You've got that down.
I'm about ready to hand the microphone over to Marcus and that switch jobs.
1-1. That was close. He's been calling that pitch, the outside corner, a strike a lot. And I know I talked about in my conversation with Kristen Lowry, explained how she wants to read what the umpires are doing and remember from game to game. It's a line shot back to Price, who makes a nice catch for the third out. Brent, and go to the bottom of fifth. It's time to get our bats.
You're right, and what better way than having the cricket come up to the bat to start the thing off. So we'll be back in just a minute.
So we start off the bottom of the fifth inning. Kristen Lowry, junior catcher at the plate for the Pacers. He already has one base hit today. Really need base runners at this point. Been hard to get off of Lander pitcher Ashley Vinson.
She's done a good job so far today.
And I just had to check too. My official sheet says she's a freshman. It's very composed out there. Done a nice job. Lowry up the middle. That's going to get knocked down at second base, but Lowry will beat it out for the infield single. I thought that ball might get through. But nice job there.
I mean, Lowry only takes about 3 steps to get from home to first with the legs that long. It's going to bring up redshirt senior Brielle Jungblatt. A little bit biased, but she's one of my favorites of all time. But she works in our office too, so that's kind of why.
Yeah, fantastic. We talked about some of the great young people that we get to be associated with, and she is definitely one of them.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have a pinch runner. It's going to be Deja Robinson for Lowry. Robinson's the speedster.
Pinch running for the Pacers, Deja Robinson.
We'll see what Jungblatt was doing. She was really trying to push something towards third base. Her last appearance got herself in a quick 0-2 hole, but we'll see what she can do up there.
And pops foul to the third baseman for the first out.
So just like that, we've got one down.
He's going to bring up Bogosian.
I mentioned Robinson pinch running at first base, 3 for 4 in stolen base department this year.
Robinson from Columbia, South Carolina. Another freshman. This is a young team. As Bogosian puts one into left field on the line drive, but left fielder is able to catch it. So quickly 2 away. It's going to bring up Caitlin Powell.
Yeah, Vincent's done a nice job. She's kept herself out of high leverage situations. We haven't really had a lot of pressure on Lander at all this game.
No. And when we did have pressure on her, she was able to thrive in that situation.
Yep. See if Powell can get one in the gap here for us. And there's the speed for Robinson you talked about as the ball, similar to happened when we were in the field, off the third baseman. Shortstop tries to make the play to first, and Robinson just rounded second and kept going, got into third base standing.
And part of that, you wonder if it was because she thought that she would be out at first base, so she just runs through, and by the time she realizes she's safe, that she has to keep on running.
First and third here with our leading RBI hitter.
It would not shock me if Price takes the first pitch and Powell goes on to second to see if they even care about the runner going to second base.
That's a good call. They'll pitch her carefully too, I'm sure. They were expecting it there as the shortstop trying to duck in behind the third baseman on the throw down from Carey, the catcher. Robinson back in easily. And with all that happening, Powell stayed at first. That may have been her opportunity right there.
And they're going to have a meeting in the circle here. So we'd like to also thank Tyler's Tire and Auto Center for all they do for us. They've been a sponsor for USC Aiken for 4 years since I've been here. Absolutely phenomenal people over there. Mike Stegan, the concierge team, if you're looking for a place to buy in town and sell, they are great people, work 24 hours a day. And Aiken Flooring, you can always stand on us. So when you buy that new house, you go over there. Aiken Flooring will take care of you in a heartbeat. All phenomenal people, all love USC Aiken and everything that we're doing over here. And we couldn't do the broadcast. We couldn't do a lot of things we do without their generosity and
really
sponsorships.
Appreciate our sponsors and all they do to help bring these games to parents and fans, alums that can't make it out to any of our venues, whether it's Hernandez or Satcher or the Convocation Center. We appreciate all they do, and we are not only partners with them, but we're customers of those businesses as well.
If I need to, do anything in town, Willie's Old Eat, they're probably way too much. I mean, you got to eat food, so why not go there?
I know, and it's fun, and we've had some student athletes that have worked there too, so it's always fun to get a chance to kind of interact with them in a different setting too.
It's like they're actually let their guard down a little bit instead of being around us old people from time to time.
That's right, yeah.
In the office. But,
a 1-0 count here on Price after the meeting in the circle is over, and probably saying, hey, by the way, she's hitting over 400 with a ton of RBIs. Let's be careful here.
Throw it low and inside for ball 2. And if you walk her, I would say that's not the worst thing in the world, but you have Cindy Kate Murphy coming up to the plate, and like we said, she's able to draw a walk.
She's capable, yep.
Take a,
Oh, no. Oh, what a catch. They're saying hit the ground first. What an effort by the third baseman to make a Ward right there on a little one off the fist for Price.
Yeah.
And Powell was running on that pitch, too.
Yeah, with 2 outs, I mean, you got to say they probably trapped the ball.
A great effort. Through the 5-hole. Right through the shortstop's legs. Will score 2 as Powell hustles to the plate. She's in. Price is in second, standing up. A rare mistake here today by Lander. And we'll pick up a couple runs. We'll take it, Brent, 3-2 with the tying run now in scoring position.
Yeah, that's always tough with, right through the fielders. If it's a little bit one or the other, you can give it the hit on that one, but right through the legs, it's like Bill Buckner almost. Minus
it was hit sharply, but we've seen her make that play several times today, and you can see as she goes out to the circle, she's frustrated with herself. softball, baseball, whatever the case may be, you know, you can't give up. You never know what's going to happen, whatever the situation might be.
Right.
We're going to have a pinch runner at second as Sydney Kate Murphy gets disappointed with the press box and the PA for ending her
It's going to be
song a little short there.
Hannah Hyder, the sophomore from here in Aiken, South Carolina.
Pitch running, Hannah Hyder.
If Murphy can get one out in the gap, Hyder has the speed to get this game knotted up. 2 down here, bottom of the 5th. Tying run at second for USC Aiken. First pitch swinging. Murphy hits the ball hard, but she'll ground out to the third baseman, and that'll end the threat for the Pacers. But the Pacers plate 2. We'll go to the top of the 6th, 3-2 Lander.
We're back, and it's a ball game again here. Top of the 6th inning, Lander leads 3-2. Pacers scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to make this interesting. As Vincent fouls one off, she's 0 for 1 in the game. Walked, and she walked on her last at bat, flew out to right field to end the second.
Well, she's a good player.
Absolutely. And you said a freshman?
Yeah. At least that's the sheet that I have shows she's a freshman. If that's true, they big things in store for her.
I mean, when's the last time you saw me make a mistake?
It's going to happen eventually.
If you haven't caught it by now, then you've missed several, I'm sure. But 1-1 the count. All speed pitch.
Had her out in front. So this is 7, 8, 9 in their order for them this inning, Brent.
Yep, and 5, 6, 7 come up for USC Aiken in the bottom of this inning.
You know, good shutdown inning from Hannah right here. 1, 2, 3. Get our offense back up.
One ball, 2 strikes. Fouls that one off, and look at Bogosian sliding and making
great running catch.
Very impressive.
She had to run a long way, but you talked earlier about her speed, and that came in handy right there. She made a nice sliding catch in foul territory.
And in 3 years of watching her play, that's probably about the second time I've seen her make a sliding catch just like that in the same spot. I mean, and she's come a long way since her freshman year in the outfield. You can have Sorrow at the plate. Sorrow's 0 for 2.
Well, I will attribute it to you jumping in and helping out with the outfielders on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, I had fun out there the other day.
Oh, you were great.
I like the fact that, like, you don't change what you're doing, we'll change what we're doing to make it work for us.
They were very nice to you, for sure.
They were.
But they were working on plays just like that. You had them all over different scenarios, going back, coming in, going left, going right, and that's what the hard work pays off. Great catch by Leah.
I was just pushing buttons on the machine that was sending the balls out there. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. No, you did a nice job out there.
So 2-2 the count after Sorrow fouls that one back.
That looked like it was off the plate, but young lady from Lander extended the bat out there and just missed that one.
Some of those times when you think that when they're starting to pitch, I'm going to swing this pitch no matter what, and you kind of can't hold up. But she gets to hold that one right to jump button center field.
We got lucky she didn't hit the last one against the right field fence. That one she lines to center field. Nice at bat.
Yep, it's going to bring up the freshman, Jace Benefield. She was 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored the first run of the game and grounded out in the fourth.
You mentioned she's from right here in Grantville, so I'm sure she has a lot of family and friends watching. Get a chance to see her with that base hit to left field.
We're going to have a pinch runner. It's going to be number 12, it looks like, Abby Harris, another freshman from Chesney, South Carolina.
Pinch running for Lander, number 12, Abby Harris.
Close to Gaffney, Spartanburg, Greenville area. So 1 out here. Lander leads 3-2. Runner on first. 1 out. Big swing and a miss from Benefield.
One-run ball game. Just everything gets a little bit more important. Your positioning's more important. Defense is important. Runner on first.
Another big swing and a miss. And that was pitch number 101 from Price. And, you know, with 5 1/3 innings pitched, I mean, you're hoping that she doesn't pitch more than 20, 25 more pitches.
You know, we're going to put the onus on our sports medicine staff to get her ready for tomorrow. Well, that's a good pitch right there.
Lowry tries to frame that one, but not get the call. Might have been a little bit low.
Might have been a little bit low. Shows good discipline at the plate not to offer at that one.
Pitch the same location, and Benefield swung and missed that one.
Big strikeout for Price.
Yeah, but back to the top of the order for the Bearcats. Wooten 1 for 3, grounded out in the first, singled and scored in the third, and reached on an error in the fourth.
Yep.
And Price misses outside 1-0.
Wooten is not afraid to go the other way. In fact, I think that's where she's been hitting the ball. And this time she goes right to Terrapin at first base. Steps on the bag for the easy out. So we keep them off the board, Brent, in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still Lander 3, USC Aiken 2. Back to Satcher Field for the bottom of the 6th inning. Lander up 3-2 over USC Aiken. 5, 6, and 7, Brent, for us this inning.
Would you rather be anywhere else on a Friday afternoon?
This is great.
Get you out of the office for a few hours and
come out and watch these young ladies. And I've been out to watch them practice on a fairly regular basis and try to make the games and enjoy watching them put in the work. And glad to have our senior leading off the 6th inning here.
Terrapin, transferred in here a couple years ago from Western Carolina. I want to say, was one of the best pitchers coming out of the state of South Carolina. High school injuries have derailed some stuff, but she's been a huge asset to the program the last few years.
She's really a competitor. That's one of the things I like about her. She doesn't matter what the situation is. She's going to give you her best, and she wants to win, and she wants to compete, and it's fun to watch. That's deep to center. Very high fly ball. That was a fantastic catch in center field. That ball was above the fence line when she reached up and made the catch. Fantastic play by the center fielder for Lander.
Wooten's had a great game.
Oh,
A great day all around. I mean,
yeah, she's been
that thing was at
tough out at the plate, and that is a maybe a game-saving catch right there. That would have tied it up for sure, but Terrapin put a good swing on that one.
About 209.5 feet out instead of 210, but
and I couldn't tell for a second there whether or not we've seen that happen in baseball where we've been deked by outfielders that we thought caught a ball that was gone over, but what a great catch.
When these two teams play, it doesn't matter what sport, you usually get the best out of both teams.
Yep. I'm really impressed with Lander. You look at the record. The record to me is deceiving from what I see, and it's not going to be fun to play these young ladies the next couple of years.
22 and 17 overall, 6-9 in the league, but this is a tough league.
Yeah.
I mean, North Georgia's 1, 2, or 3 in the nation. It just depends on where you look, and Columbus State's always good. Georgia College is good. I mean, from top to bottom, this league is impressive.
Vincent gets ahead of Sam's 1-2. See if Sarah can get something started with a one-out rally here. Instead, she will go down on strikes.
Gonna have a pinch hitter here. Looks like Jessica Stanley's gonna be a pinch hitter for St. Peter.
Jess Stanley, a freshman. He's got 18 hits this year. Got a home run, 8 RBIs.
From Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I'm sure you haven't been there yet.
I have not. I'm still learning my state geography.
If you've listened to any of our broadcasts, you've realized that about 10, 12 years ago, I got lost in Moncks Corner. Not a very big town, but it's before I had GPS.
Stanley, a left-handed batter. Her first at bat here in Game 2. 2 down, nobody on for the Pacers. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
Just try to tie it up on that one swing. Win the count. I tell you, Stanley has a great story to tell. And we had one of our features, a closer look. We talked to her prior to the season started. And just phenomenal story. Great young lady, who's got a great arm, a lot of good potential.
Yeah, I think she's got a promising future here.
Absolutely.
See if she can get something going, get a promising 6th inning for us with a 1-1 count. That's going to be trouble for them. Nice play. Stanley bunts it out in front of the plate. Pitcher Vincent's on it. Thrower out 1-3 for the putout. That'll end the 6th inning. We'll go to the top of the 7th here at Satcherfield. Lander 3, USC Aiken 2. Back here to Satcherfield, top of the 7th. Bearcats holding a 3-2 lead over the Pacers. Jess Stanley, who pinch hit for USC Aiken in the bottom of the sixth, will stay in the game at third base. And here we go. This is a big inning here. If Hannah Price can keep the Bearcats off the board. They scored 3 in the third inning. Pacers came back with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. That's where we are right now, 3-2.
And Grimes is 0 for 3 in the game. She struck out looking in the first, grounded out in the third and fourth.
So we get the heart of the Lander order here in the seventh. So let's see if Hannah Price can keep Landers off the board.
Misses low and outside on that one. 1-1 the count. Nice stop by Lowry. That's probably attributed to some of her wrestling with the pig growing up with Petunia.
I don't know if what to believe when she tells those stories. Sharply hit to second. Dorgan, nice play with the flip.
I am impressed with
Get the
Dorgan.
speed of runner. She had a nice day out there today.
And she's done well the last 6 or 8 games I've seen her play.
Yeah, probably the last 3 weekend series. Yeah.
Yeah, against Young Harris, she had a couple over-the-shoulder catches that were
unbelievable
sensational.
Catches. Yeah.
McCormick comes to the plate. McCormick, the left fielder, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and an RBI and a run scored. Fakes the bunt and pulls it back, and Price misses. 2-0 the count.
The outfield pretty much straight away. Stanley in a couple of steps at third.
Just misses inside there. 3-0 the count.
The way she's been swinging the bat, it's okay to be careful, I think.
Absolutely. Hate to put her on, but she'd rather put her on than...
rather than make a mistake.
Absolutely.
Taking all the way there, 3-1. Ooh. Wow, she smokes it down the third base line. Stanley can't make the play, and she's easily into second with a stand-up double. Well, that's 3 hits for her now, right, in game 2?
It is 3 for 4,
Yeah.
2 singles, a double. Not a bad afternoon.
That ball was just smoked down the third base line. I don't even know if Jess Stanley had a chance to be defensive with that one. You just don't want to get,
No, I don't think anybody would have
third
a chance.
base in softball's a tough position to play. You're so close when the balls get hit at you like that.
It's probably one of the toughest positions to play, I think, in sports.
Just the reaction time that you have to have.
It's going to bring up Rogers, the cleanup hitter and right fielder.
Tough spot here for the Pacers. The Bearcats, with 1 out, have a runner in second base. Cleanup hitter at the plate.
Nice job of blocking the ball by Lowry, but 2-0 the count. And 3-0 the count. And right here, do you just intentionally walk her?
I don't know. He's been calling a lot of outside strikes. I might nibble there again and see if you can either get a swing or a little ground ball. Yep, she went outside but missed. But
it's going to bring up Carey, the catcher, who's, well, she's sacrificed bunt in the fifth, walked in the third, and hit by pitch in the second.
So what you're saying is officially we haven't seen her?
Correct.
But her on-base percentage pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably better than you or I would do.
Yes. So first and second with 1 out. She's showing bunt.
No need to bunt as ball.
Both runners advance. I think that ball was a little bit low. It was called a strike, but it was a little low, and I don't think Cricket had an opportunity to try to get a throw, and heads up base running by Lander. But now the pressure's really on Hannah Price and the Pacers with runners at second and third and just 1 out. And Jerry Snyder's going to make a visit to the circle, I'm sure, just to talk about where you're going with the ball if it gets hit to you. And let's see if we got a chance to make sure we don't let that lead run score.
And as he meanders on out there, let's go ahead and just take a couple minutes break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
So the conference has concluded at the mound. Carry back in the box. Price in the circle for the 0-1. That's a base hit to center field.
And 2 runs come across. So it's going to put the visitors up 5-2.
That's a big hit right there. We talked coming into this inning, this is the heart of the order for Lander. It was going to be a big challenge for the Pacers. And Lander's come through with 2 big runs, particularly after last inning, Wooten in center field robbed Terrapin of a home run that would have tied the game, and come back and post 2.
And it's going to be a double over the face of Jungblut. Throws it in, and runners are at second and third now.
That ball was that was kind of tailing away from Jungblut in center field. She's got good speed. I think she had a decent read on the ball, but it just tailed away from her and went well out of reach. I don't think she really had a shot at making a play on that one.
No, and the wind's blowing a little bit left to right.
Yeah, it's blowing towards right center. So right back in that second and third with 1 out.
Really look at, this is pitching number 124 from Price, and she's a workhorse for USC Aiken. And at this point, you have to wonder, do you possibly put Cockrell back in, or do you turn to Dorgan for a second, or do you leave her in there?
Yeah, it'd be something. I'm sure. I know right now Jerry Snyder's hoping that that Hannah can get this batter and end the damage right here. But again, tomorrow another big doubleheader for the Pacers. And really must-win games tomorrow for USC Aiken.
You've got 6 conference doubleheaders, or 6 conference games at home left for USC Aiken against North Georgia, Francis Marion, and Pembroke. And reality, I think that you need to win 4 of those games.
Yeah, and North Georgia, as we know, continues to be one of the better teams in the league and one of the better teams in the country.
Yeah, but it's not saying, we've seen USC Aiken beat North Georgia here over the years since I've been here, and they're always close games. But you don't want to sit there and say, well, we need to get 2 wins against North Georgia to.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impossible.
Well, we talked about earlier that this was an important day for both of these teams, and which team was going to step up and take advantage of the opportunity. As now the Lander head coach is going to have a conversation with the Bearcats, and Lowry in the infield joining Price in the circle. We got runners on second and third, 2-2 count, 1 down here, top of the 7th. 3 runs in the third, 2 so far here in the 7th, 5 on the board for Lander. The Pacers 2 runs coming in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 2-out infield error that allowed USC Aiken to get back into this one. Big defensive play in the 6th by Lander to keep it from going to a tie game, and their offense has responded here in the 7th. And that one gets in the dirt.
Wild pitch allows a run to score.
So 6-2 now for Lander, and a full count with the runner advancing to third. Strikeout would be helpful here to Price. Instead, it's a pop-up right at the plate. Lowry, standing almost on home plate, makes the catch for out number 2.
You don't see a catcher call off everybody else many times.
No. Kristen with her arm on her hip. I think she's still upset in the pitch before.
Yes. You bring up
Now batting, Haley Sorrow.
Haley Sorrow. 1 for 3. Lines that one foul.
So the top of the 7th not really going the way the Pacers had hoped.
Just misses again. Lowry sets up outside. Hits the target, but you could tell she's about 4 or 5 inches off the
They've
plate.
been pitching Sorrow outside each at bat. Must be the scouting report, but last at bat she lined one to center. Lines another one to right field for a base hit and an RBI, and run number 7 for the Bearcats.
So it's going to bring up
Now batting, number 14, Jace Benefield.
the freshman again, Jace Benefield, as the Bearcats have broken this game open in the 7th inning. It was a close game throughout.
Yeah, heading into this. You talked about the pitch count, and that, I wonder if that affected Hannah a little bit in this inning.
Nice job by Sims to snag the line drive to stop the bleeding. Pacers down to the final 3 outs. Need 5 to tie, 6 to win. Bottom of the 7th, Pacers trail 7-2. And we are back, getting ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. You got Cricket Lowry coming to play with Courtney Strauss on deck. Looks like she's going to pinch hit for Brielle Jungblatt.
Number 13, Kristen Lowry.
At this point, we just need some base runners, right?
Right. She's Lowry's
Do whatever you can to get on.
2 for 2, but looks like call a strike on the outside corner. And we talked about the pitch count, where Price has 130 and Vincent has 71 right now.
Yeah, she's done a nice job in the circle for Lander.
And it's also a tribute to USC Aiken being so aggressive, swinging on a lot of first pitches.
Lowry with after the foul ball in an 0-2 hole right here, leading it off. The bottom of the 7th.
Looks to that one outside, 1 to the count.
Pops it up left side of the infield. And the shortstop will make the catch. Out number 1.
Pinch hitting number 8, Courtney Strauss.
So as you mentioned, Courtney Strauss, sophomore outfielder, will be pinch hitting, hitting .325 on the year, 39 hits, 11 for extra bases, 15 RBIs, good for third on the team.
She's really coming strong this year. We saw her play something last year. First pitch swinging and popped up. So
Some good athletic play coming out of the circle, and
most pitchers would
makes
not
the
get
catch.
that.
Yeah, she's made a couple of nice plays.
You know, I'm not sure if the Peach Bowl has a freshman of the year, but she's got to be a candidate for that. If so,
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing her season numbers.
it's gonna bring up Bogosian. Looks like a called strike. Bogosian's family, I do not believe, is here today. My guess is they will be here tomorrow.
Yeah, just looking it up here, Brent Vincent, really the number 3 pitcher for Lander, her 7th start of the year.
And that one's fouled off of Bogosian's right leg.
Been fantastic today, and really the 2 runs that we scored were unearned runs. She's done a nice job. As you mentioned, she's gotten ahead on counts. We've bailed her out a couple of times, but just haven't been able to muster much offense.
Bogosian backs that one, but it's foul. As assistant volleyball coach always says, nothing like a 2-out rally to start, and that's 2 outs. So
0-2 count here on Lee. Let's see if she can make something happen.
grounds that one. Third baseman makes the play for the ball game. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Lander gets a sweep. They win the second game 7-2. But the good news is USC is back in action tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
That's right, against Francis Marion. So thanks for letting me hang out with you. Good Peach Belt softball today. Let's hope a little better in our direction tomorrow.
Absolutely. But appreciate you joining us up here, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you up here tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. We will see you then.